You hear this phrase all the time that companies are adopting AI as if it's just a single flip of a switch. But let's be real, it's not that simple. It's a journey, an evolution, really. And what's so fascinating is that this journey follows a surprisingly predictable pattern. So, how do these huge companies actually do it? How do they get from day one to a world where AI is just woven into the fabric of everything they do? From the outside, it can look like total chaos, right? But believe it or not, there's a hidden pattern to the madness. And this whole thing, it unfolds in four pretty distinct phases. It's all driven by this constant tug of war between three really critical forces: the pressure to move fast, the demand for real business value, and of course, the absolute need for control and safety. So, here's the roadmap. We're going to walk through the entire life cycle. We'll start with the wild west of early experiments, then the quick wins from focused pilots, the dramatic pendulum swing back towards control, and finally, we'll land at the ultimate destination, the AI platform. All right, let's jump into phase one. Okay, phase one. This is where it all kicks off. DIY experimentation. Think of it as that moment when the spark of curiosity meets some really accessible technology, and teams they just start building stuff. And you can totally see the appeal, right? It's super fast, it's cheap, and it scratches that itch of curiosity. But then you hit a wall, a big one. You've got poor reliability, shaky security, and pretty much zero governance. And these aren't just little problems. For any real business, they are absolute deal breakers. And this is what happens. Almost none of these early experiments ever make it into production. They either just fail completely, or they get stuck in what you might call pilot purgatory forever. It's a necessary step, for sure, but it's a dead end. So after all those stalled experiments in phase one, the organization starts to get serious. And that brings us to phase two, vertical AI pilots. The focus here shifts from just messing around to finding real, measurable return on investment. In this phase, companies start buying these really specialized, off-the-shelf tools. An AI just for invoices, or maybe one just for recruiting. The logic is solid, right? You get a pretty clear ROI, you get instant expertise, but a whole new kind of problem starts to pop up. All of a sudden, you have all these separate tools that don't talk to each other, you're locked into a bunch of different vendors, and you start wondering, wait, where is all of our sensitive data actually going? And that really sums up the feeling of phase two. You're getting some quick wins, and yeah, that feels great. But at the same time, there's this growing sense of unease when you look at the fragmented, expensive mess you're accidentally creating. That unease, it leads to a pretty dramatic reaction, and that is phase three, the control shift. The pendulum just swings hard away from buying vendor tools to trying to bring everything back in-house to manage the chaos. The whole motivation just lifts on its head. It's not about speed anymore. It's all about control, compliance, and keeping your data safe inside your own walls. The business basically decides we're going to own our AI destiny, often through these huge internal builds. The problem? It's incredibly expensive, it's painfully slow, and ironically, you still end up with a bunch of fragmented systems. See, you're just trading one set of problems for another. Back in phase two, you had all the speed but no control. Now in phase three, you've got all the control in the world, but your speed has just ground to a halt. And you've swapped those manageable vendor fees for a massive internal budget. It really feels like you can't rent. So the outcome is, control has been regained, but agility is lost. The organization has its hands on the steering wheel again, but now it's driving a really slow truck. You can't innovate, you can't adapt quickly. And this brings us to the most important question of this entire journey. Do you really have to choose? Is there a way to finally get the best of both worlds? To get the speed of those off-the-shelf tools and the governance of building it yourself? Well, the answer is yes, and it's what we find in phase four, the AI platform. This isn't just another step. This is the destination. This is the synthesis that finally resolves all the conflicts from the earlier phases. So what is this platform really? Think of it like a central control tower for your entire AI operation. It's a single layer that orchestrates everything. Every AI agent, every model, every tool, it doesn't matter if you built it or bought it. And why do you do this? Because it's the answer we've been looking for. It's how you finally balance that need for speed with the need for control, letting your teams move fast, but inside a framework that's completely safe and governed. And a real platform isn't just some abstract idea. It has very specific, very crucial features. It has to be able to orchestrate all your different agents. Governance isn't a slow, manual process anymore. It's driven by automated policies. It has to support any AI model you want to bring in. And this is huge. It must deploy in your own cloud and connect seamlessly to all the systems you already have. This all leads to a really powerful idea. The platform starts to act like an agentic nervous system for the whole company. It's like the intelligent connective tissue that allows all the separate, disparate parts of your AI strategy to finally work together as one with a common purpose. And that's the real end goal here. You're not left with a messy pile of tools. You have a single, intelligent, coordinated system, a nervous system that empowers the entire organization. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of the whole journey. We started in phase 1, DIY experimentation, super rapid but totally unreliable. That pushed us into phase 2, vertical pilots, which gave us some quick wins but created a ton of silos. The reaction to that was phase 3, in-house control. You get governance, but it's painfully slow and expensive. And all of that leads us to the final destination, phase 4, the AI platform, which is that perfect synthesis of speed and control. And if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. Buying individual AI tools, that's not the end game. It's just a phase you go through. For any company that's serious about its future, building or adopting a central AI platform, well, it isn't really an option. It's the destination. So that leaves us with one final question for you to think about. As you look at these 4 phases, the scrappy experiments, the siloed pilots, the slow internal builds, and at unified platform, where is your organization on this journey right now?